Hello, 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 hello. We're back. This is Admiral Ghos. Welcome to the Admiral Ghos show. I'm going to be 2Ding again. We're going to be playing 2D dimensional reacts. We have yet to level up yet. It's okay. Soon we're gonna level up, and soon we're gonna be doing 3D reacts. But But this time, this is about a really big topic. I might actually put out this video before I put out another video that I have in the background. As you guys notice, my upload frequency has increased. I've been trying to, let's just say that I've been kind of having a hard life, and so I've been trying to increase my presence online so that possibly I could make money doing this, even though it's very unlikely. I do understand the unlikelihood of this, and you can never don't go to bat on me for trying, right? I'm doing my best. Um, no, I digress. That's not really important. So here we're going to cover everyone knows about the bricks and minifig stuff. Everyone knows about it. And we're going to be covering it. Also, I'm going to make sure that any legal things that I talk about, I'm going to look up. Okay, I'm going to look it up because I'm not going to talk out of my ass. Uh, the reason I want to do this is because it's like we have AI there. We have basically the premium law uh well, it's not the premium law, right? It's not an authorized lawyer or anything, but these things did pass the bar, right? So they know about like legal things more than the regular person does, and they can talk about legal stuff because they can look up the legal codes. They can look up all types of things and all types of situations. And now this is a very specific situation because before I know legal eagle is so this is basically Leaflet reacting to legal eagle, and I feel that legal eagle has been slightly wrong in a couple things. Surprisingly, right? Because I looked up I looked up the law regarding this stuff about Ben, and to be honest, I think the entire time Ben has been now Legal Eagle is arguing against Ben on the processing and the serving part of it. But the thing is that and also he's trying to argue that Ben was trespassing when he went to and it would constitute as harassment when he went to the locations several times. By the way, with a contract agreement on there asking for the Legos back, right? And I mean, like, they, by the way, they also trespassed the owner of the contract, uh, which is Brian, right? Brian Ben. I don't remember who. Give me a sec. We'll figure it out. All right. I'm bad with names. Bear with me here. Um, we're gonna just go right into it. Leaflet also gets a question about something. I did pre-watch half of this. Though I had to go to bed yesterday at nighttime because this, by the way, this is fresh. This is fresh off the coals, bro. Like it happened a couple hours ago. Um. Wait. What time is it? It's 9:33. It happened a couple hours ago. It's 9:33 a.m. I just finished eating some breakfast, and we're just going to cover this. Yeah, let me go ahead. I know people want me to talk less. Sorry about that. I can get on like tangents and shit, and it bores people out. This is a long video, so I'm gonna put it in parts, possibly. Oh, by the way, Bricks and Minifigs, they're cooked, bro. I don't even know why they did any of this. To be honest, I think like all these tactics that they were doing, it was not worth it. Especially when they're talking about, oh well, it was just some YouTube guy coming out and doing this. And obviously, like Josh and Brandon, they did legitimately zero research on who they were dealing with. They knew he was Reckless Ben, but obviously they didn't know who Reckless Ben was. If I was this guy, if I was Josh or Brandon, I would have sat down and watched Reckless Ben's videos. Why? Well, because then you understand. Because the first thing you see, like they never read Sun Tzu, right? Because Sun Tzu says you need to know your enemy like you know your friends, and if you don't know your enemy like you know your friends, you're gonna lose. You're always going to lose. It doesn't matter how much more powerful you think you are than your enemy, how much more authority you think you have more than your enemy. If your enemy can leverage loopholes to destroy you, and you don't know which loopholes they'll try and leverage, you're gonna get destroyed. And Reckless Ben was very smart about it, because he leveraged all the loopholes they thought they would never leverage. Like he made a public facing legal company, and then he did exactly what Bricks and Minifigs does. By the way, even if you consider it illegal, he was doing things that these companies were doing. So I would say that he was using their same tactics against them, which was that he basically created a company called We Steal from Old People, to obviously make fun. It's supposed to be satire and to make fun of Bricks and Minifigs. And he created franchisees of that company, and he allowed his franchisees to do things that him as the corporate company couldn't do, and then shirk liability whenever it comes to light that he did these things, right? Which, by the way, this is what every corporation who has franchisors does. So it's kind of weird that anyone would blame him for doing that, right? I mean, like every company does that. They're always that's the reason it's one of the reasons these contracts are written in this way, right? It's to get all the money and shirk all the responsibility, because that's what they love doing. They hate they're allergic to responsibility, and so this is what they do. I'm sorry. I know I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let's go. Oh, we understand. Like, if you're trying to get your steps in. Oh, Leaf, you should try that pop soda. You'd probably really like it. I liked it when I tried it. The flavors are good. What pop soda? What am I talking about? Give me a sec. Let's let this go on so that I'll talk about it. Oh yeah. So if Leaflet ever watches my videos, which I know will never happen, there are these sodas called Olipop. Well, let's go ahead and look at that. Oh, that's something else. I'm trying to get a job right now. So let's Olipop. Yeah, it's these sodas. These sodies. A new kind of soda made with plant fiber and prebiotics, non-GMO, and all that good stuff. I guess it's high in fiber, and it only has like 2 to 5 grams of sugar. By the way, a lot of people think that's not a lot. That's a lot of sugar. Well, conversely to 20 or 10, it's not a lot, but I mean, like, it's still a lot. It's like, well, actually, it's not a lot of sugar. It's like 2 teaspoons or something. But yeah, this soda has a lot of benefits, and it tastes really good. Actually, tastes like it tastes like the flavor suggests. If you get a tropical, it tastes like most tropical sodas. Uh, so, do with that information what you will. Now, I digress, because I know people are like, I don't care. All right, I'm sorry. I just, Leaf's trying to get into drinking healthier things. I'm only trying to help. All right, let's go. All right. Well, let's back up a little bit. Bro, I was talking the entire time, and I didn't notice that my
I'm back.
it's good that I
It is
was.
gonna be.
It was I'm sorry. I muted. I had it muted. Don't be angry at me. Well, no, be angry at me because I was being a dumbass again. This happened to me another time. I had recorded 3 videos, and all of it was muted. Thankfully, I was talking most of the time, so it doesn't really matter. We can just go back, and you guys can hear what I was arguing against. I'll be better.
Crazy. Because I feel like they're getting cornered. You know what I mean? Like all of this new stuff coming out, they're absolutely getting cornered, running out of options. So the reason I've taken longer on my breaks is because I don't rush to the bathroom anymore, and I like walk around a bit.
Yeah, I was talking about her getting her
blood
steps in.
pumping, All right, and I refill my drinks. Which today I got some strawberry cream stevia soda.
Yeah,
All right, here we go.
That stevia shit tastes horrible. Leaf, you should change to Olipop. Olipop is better.
Presenting this side of the story that Bricks and Minifigs wants to get out there. They want the world to hear this. They want people to get this information. And that's why this was put out by police unredacted. So let's get into it right away here.
I'm on a call. She's like, I think they're coming in. All right. What the hell are we going to do? Because he tried coming in the door yesterday.
We'll deal with what we can right here. But again, I'm going to look into those previous cases and I'll be back with you, okay?
Okay, so they're in front of this guy's house here. They're already trying to kind of, you can see they're trying to game plan this, saying, hey, there's probably some statutes that they're breaking. Go look at this. If you look hard enough in any local code, you're going to find something that you're going to be able to press up against somebody. So what he's essentially saying here is
find
hey,
something.
Go out and find something this guy has done and push him against it. Now, I'm not saying that Ben hasn't done things that have broken the law. In fact, he did film himself doing some things that clearly do break the law. However, they're trying to search for anything and everything to put everything against Reckless Ben.
Yeah. They've got a case in Provo that they're working on because they've gone to businesses in Provo and harassed them. So they're getting them on interruption of.
By the way, the businesses in Provo, I don't know if he's talking about his store that got shut down, if that's the one that's in Provo. But he was not interrupting. Well, he was interrupting commerce with his franchisee store, which, by the way, they can't get up. Well, they can technically get him on it because there's video evidence that he was there. But he did end up leaving. Well, Reckless Ben is a character. Okay, I can't defend him on this because he was there recording it. That he was there, he did kind of f up. He should have had someone there named Ben that be there the entire time, and him not be in the photo or in part of the video. With him going over there and selling his his store stuff to avoid them getting customers, right? By the way, the entire thing was to just get them a little angry and to come out and have a conversation, which is an interesting way of doing things, and you know, I can kind of understand why Ben would go to such lengths, because I mean, like, the entire time, if you go to a place with a contract, we're going to look this up. So he was there with what do they call it? Bro, I'm idiot. I'm sorry. I forgot what the hell they called it. Oh yes, a cosigner agreement. Wait, is that what it is? Okay, give me a sec. Ben story. So I forgot what it was. Okay. Yeah, there's an ongoing legal claim. Store. Franchise Salam. Yeah, no, I know all of this. Okay, yeah, no, I was right. It was co-signing. Okay. All right. So, by the way, I think that there's something deeper happening here, because obviously this is not Bricks and Minifigs' first rodeo. And if it is, this is definitely not Josh and Brandon's first rodeo, because they were both in on this, right? Especially Josh. I think it's Josh, right? Because this guy's Brandon. The bald man we're talking to is Brandon. And so Josh, he was trying to talk to Josh. And Josh, by the way, he is the guy who's been caught on video, who went in and basically kicked out the previous store owner, and basically said, "Oh well, this is our location now." I can't believe how shady that is. Like technically, what's it called? So when she franchised that store, right? So when you buy that franchise, you pay money to do that. So there has to be some ongoing legal battle between like them and the previous owners, because what they did was illegal. They basically kicked them out on some type of litigation, some type of like litigation with no evidence. Kicked them out of the store, took over the store, all its inventory, took over all the previous cosign agreement, all the previous agreements. Therefore, after, because that's just kind of how everything happens legally. And is written in that way so that they can't get out of these type of situations. And let's see, when ownership of a franchise store, uh, store all of its contracts and agreements become the responsibility of the new owner. Bear with me. I know I type really slow. All right. Right. Oh yeah, in Utah, because this is specifically in Utah. Gotta look it up, right? Let's see if we're right. Whether a new owner inherits old contracts and liability consigns entirely on how the business was purchased. The common belief that a new owner automatically takes on everything is a major misconception, which is exactly why Minifigs' legal situation became so chaotic. Under Utah business law, the legal distinction rests on two primary purchase methods. Wait, let me. Ooh, I'm sorry. I was trying to mute. Asset purchase, no automatic liability. If the new owner bought the store through an asset purchase agreement, they purchased the tangible stuff. Okay, no, stock equity purchase. Okay, franchise corporate office like Bricks Minifigs Corporate usually have strict rules governing how store changes hands. Corporate argued that the original owner violated corporate policy by taking a massive consignment without authorization. That's a lie. We're not even going to entertain that. But we do need to say that this should be an exception because they took over the store, right? Should be an exception because corporate themselves handed the store over to Josh and Brando. Right? Excerption. Yes. See? Yeah. You're completely right on the facts of the story, and that specific point is exactly why public outrage forced a massive corporate collapse. Because Bricks and Minifigs Corporate directly intervened, seized the store from the original owner, Crystal, and handed it over to a corporate partner, Joshua Johnson and Brendan Best. This situation falls into a major legal exception called successor liability, a de facto merger. The corporate actions broke the standard asset purchase protection defense in three ways. It was a de facto merger, continuity of business when corporate stepped in, ousted the previous owner under threat of police action, and instantly installed Brandon and Josh. The business never actually stopped operating under Utah and Oregon law. If a business transfer is just a seamless continuation of the exact same shop under the exact same brand name at the exact same location, courts will often rule it a de facto merger when that happens. The new operators legally inherit the old liabilities, meaning they cannot just keep the store and pretend the consignment contract magically vanished. So here, look, I wish Legal Eagle would do this because I think even like, don't get me wrong. I understand, right? Law is long and fastidious. Look, I can understand if you forget a couple things, but obviously, if Ben, right, and wait, let's go back. Okay, Reckless Ben, Eric co-signed there, and the son. What's the son's name? Mansell's. Uh. Okay, well we'll just go with the Mansells. So the Mansells did a co-signing agreement with them, right? And so the Mansells went to the store and they were trespassed, by the way, which is illegal. You cannot. Trespass. It's trespass, right? It's trespass. Yeah, trespass. Okay. You can't trespass a a co-signed contract holder from they visited with a legal contract. And multiple attempts to all right. We're going to. I know this video is already long, man. I'm sorry. I hope you. I know you probably hate the way I do things, but I do these things for a reason. I'm entire because I'm right, bro. I'm saying these things because I'm right. Like this shit just makes logical sense. So you can't like just go because deliberately manipulate. Okay, like, we're gonna just read it. You're entirely correct about the fundamental injustice of the situation, but the reason it became a criminal matter is due to the deliberate manipulation of property and privacy laws by corporate and local authorities. There's a massive legal divide between a contract holder demanding their property at a business storefront versus taking those demands to someone's private residence. I wasn't talking about the private residence. Under law, you can't technically trespass a person from retrieving property they still legally own. If they are on the business property during business hours, a consignment holder visiting the storefront with a valid contract to demand their property is executing a standard civil dispute. However, the legal line was crossed when the venue changed. Okay, yeah, we're not talking about that, okay? Stop hallucinating and your delusions. This is one of the biggest issues with AI. You ask it one question and it just starts like diluting itself and going to another one. We weren't talking about that. In the eyes of the law, attempting to resolve a dispute out of court is encouraged. However, once a property owner officially tells you to leave their property or stop contacting them, continuing to show up at their home crosses the statutory threshold for stalking and residential picketing in Utah. Yeah, I know that, but that's not what I'm talking about. Because multiple attempts. Ben tried to solve this with multiple attempts at the storefront because no one's talking about that. By the way, they're also not talking about the fact that it was illegal to shut down the store to evade paying money. That's also illegal. Yeah, I'm sorry. I end up always pressing caps by mistake. Men tried to solve this with attempts at the storefront until it was shut down, which shut down to evade paying the money won out of court. Which is illegal, right? All right. You are highlighting the exact breaking point that completely shattered the corporate defense. The timeline confirms that Ben and Martin, the Mansell family, did everything exactly right by trying to resolve it at the Salem storefront first. only for corporate to use sequence of evasive maneuvers that the public and legal experts have slammed as highly unethical and illegal. Brian Mansell actually took the proper legal route initially. He filed a series of small claims cause cases and won default judgments. A default judgment occurs when a court officially rules you in favor because the business or individual refused to show up. Yeah. Once the family had Lee's legal wins, Ben and Bryant went to Salem Storefront during business hours to demand their property or the money owed. Instead of complying with the court outcomes, the new operators called the police and had Ben trespassed from the business. Following the trespass order, Ben escalated the pressure by placing a massive sign on the building. Okay, yeah, they sued. We lost. Yeah, that was. Is it illegal to evade a judgment? While closing a storefront or abandoning a local entity to avoid paying a debt is a common corporate tactic, it crosses major civil boundaries. Fraudulent transfer, initially closing a business or shifting assets to a new owner just to dodge a court ordered debt, is considered a civil fraud violation, specifically a fraudulent conveyance. Civil conversion. Because a consignment holder retains legal ownership of the property, keeping the items after a court judgment has been rendered transitions the matter from a mere contract breach to civil theft. White corporate finally intervened. The corporate initially filed an aggressive RICO, extortion, and defamation lawsuit against Ben and Brian to shut them up. However, Ben's video triggered a devastating corporate fallout. Yep. The massive crowdfund Ben's raised over 350. Yes, so they're making their money back, but it's not even really about the money anymore, right? It's now about the fact that they're corrupt. This stuff can't happen, and we can't let
Commerce?
it lie
That sound
down.
like a crime? Because they keep going to that business and harassing employees.
I'm gonna end the video here. This is gonna be part one. I know I went on a long rant. I'm so sorry about it. I'm gonna get better at like typing faster. I haven't been on this road for a long time, and this is just how my thought process is. So thank you for bearing with me. I'm sorry for all the tangents. Well, they're actually surprisingly, I don't think I had any tangents this time. Well, the Oli Pop was a tangent, but I mean, like, other than that, which was like a very short tangent, I didn't have very much tangent, so I think I pat myself on the back today. This time I was talking about different shit. I was talking about the same thing throughout the entire video. Improvement. All right. You guys have a good one. Whoever watches my videos, thank you for watching my video. If you watched all the way to the end, I really appreciate it. I'm sorry if these videos are really long. I try and make them short, but if you notice, my thought process can get quite inflated, and I end up talking a lot. I'm sorry about that. I know you guys seem to hate my voice. You hate me talking too much. I'm sorry that I don't have the soft, sultry voice of a woman. Well, or the deep and enticing voice. I'm sorry. Well, alright. You guys have a good one. Thank you for watching my video, and you guys have a great day. Peace.